grandmagoody.com. Another regular here. Grandma Goody. All right, here you are, Grandma. Oops, not that. All right, Grandma Goody. She loves kiddos and tells them stories from the Holy Bible. So it's interesting that you have sort of like the blurred out image of the Valentine's Day hearts. The colors make sense for me, but I'm curious to know if maybe there's like, I want to see a picture of Grandma Goody, right? And I see them here in the latest videos and stuff, but why is it an image of that? That's just what I'm confused about, but that's okay. She loves kiddos and tells them stories from the Holy Bible. So what I'm interested about is, again, the language. This is a very common theme about today's website reviews. Is like, how does the language on the page, the headline, the number one thing that people will read first, how does that suck me in? How does it relate to me specifically? This, again, comes from a very you place, Grandma Goody. You do this and you do that. Okay, so what? Instead, it might be something like helping your kids learn about the Holy Bible in a grandma kind of way, or something like that, right? Again, about me and my kids versus just, oh, here's what you do, and like, is this even relevant for me? Because then you're having to have people think if it's relevant for them, and that's the one thing we don't want people to do. We don't want to have people think when they come to our websites. It has to be so clear that this is something for me, and you're having me go, okay, well, that's what you do. Is that something that I think I'd be interested in? I'm not quite sure, and that's where a person can either go yes or no, versus you just telling them this is how it's going to help you. Well, okay, I'm in, right? So there's no decision. And we don't want to have people have to make decisions as much as possible. Latest video, meet Grandma Goody here. I want to see that. Okay. These, if they go off of the website, you need to open them up in a new tab. That way, because you see how I had to click back. So latest video, I'm guessing this goes directly to YouTube as well. See, this one opened up a new tab.
Hi, kiddo. I'm
This
Grandma
is
Goody.
really cool, by the way. The scene and the look of it, I love that. It's very friendly. I think that's great. See, this one opened up a new tab. The other one did not. So Meet Grandma Goody here should open up a new tab. But also, I think that this could be an opportunity for you to have an about page that's just on your website with the video embedded so that you can have some more text information. A lot of people sometimes when they get thrown off of your webpage so early in the process, they're like, oh, okay, well, I guess you don't want me here. So that's what I would worry about with that. So I think latest video is fine, although again, keeping those on your own webpage is best practice here. Get new Bible stories from Grandma Goody. See, this is great. Like, you're giving me something already. You can get new Bible stories from Grandma Goody versus you know what the messaging was up top. The Bible's full of exciting stories. Grandma Goody's telling them to kiddos every Sunday. Get links to the latest free videos by filling in this form. Great call to action. I love that. Again, the Valentine's Day candy, not so sure. Get Grandma Goody's latest Bible story video. Name, email, information. Good. I like this. And I like how it stands out. It doesn't have to be super fancy. You're just using the embedded likely ConvertKit form, and that's totally fine. Sheltering in place, celebrate Easter at home. Love that you have something relevant to what's happening right now. I think that potentially you can have a link up top before I have to scroll down, because I almost missed that. And if you're driving people here and it's very relevant that you are with the times now and serving people with what's happening soon, Easter, then I think that's great. So you could potentially even have sort of, you know, a moment like this here in the middle for something like that too. So hopefully that helps, Grandma Goody. But yeah, thank you for that. Cool. And I like Cheryl's connection here. Grandma Goody is sweet as candy. Love it. Do you have to worry a little bit about giving candy to kids as a stranger, though? So maybe there's, I don't know, probably not as relevant online where you don't have to actually worry about somebody in that way. But yeah. Thank you, Pat. We'll apply all your advice. Excellent points. Thank you. The main purpose of the website is to drive traffic to YouTube videos. Where would you put a donate button if that's secondary? I would definitely have a donate button at the end of each of your videos in your description, of course. I would have maybe a little horizontal area, much like with your call to action for email. Just have a little horizontal thing like, hey, I do this to help your kids. Any help that you could provide for me would be excellent. I'm taking donations, or and donations. I would see if you could potentially not use that word, because it sounds very, I have a cup and I'm just like, hey, it's sort of like panhandling on the internet versus, can you help with, you could probably create some fun name for it, right? Like the Grandma Goody Fund. If you could help contribute to the Grandma Goody Fund, it'll help me be able to help serve your kids even more, right? The Grandma Goody Fund. Something like that would work really well. Hello from the UK. Pat, you were brilliant. You were the first ever podcast I started listening to 6 years ago. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you, Vina. I appreciate you and hope you're doing well and taking this information that you're getting from me from the last 6 years and actually putting it into action. That's why I'm here. I want you to take action on this stuff.